There is. I know some provincials speculate about the similarities and differences of two prominent gods. The progenitor of all Fae, Mortife Seshab himself, and Jarek Kane, your adventurous god. One knows what everyone is like because they have been them. The other one knows what everyone is like, having had the wisdom of sympathy. Similar but different. I suppose that's what made myself different from my other. Sympathy and control.
Reminds Reyes of a coin spinning so fast it looks like a sphere. Or an eye.
It's a slippery slope for myself. I notice her every now and again. And when other shards of my own return back to me, some of them still hold that malicious glint. I try to be better than it. But every day is a new endeavor.
I think as she
As
says
days
that,
are.
there would be like this sudden flash of
Insight?
chromatic colors. Chromatic is the red, green, etc., right?
Yeah.
Yeah, metallic and chromatic. Yeah, so there'd be a flash of chromatic, just a burst of color that sort of touches his scales and then fades back to what it was.
You know the feeling, don't you?
The red one, him extra strong with Reyes. The emotion be tricky. Arrogance, greed.
It is a fine dance you dance, similar to my own.
These all facets, yeah.
Mm.
Many blood.
For you, it is blood. For me, it is souls. Or parts of the same one, rather.
Why? I fundamentally don't understand it is what you Fae want.
Now that is perhaps it's a question of no proper answer. What do I want? I want what the one who gave me my name wants. I want to be selfish and protective of those I care about. Perhaps I am selfish in wanting their immortality, but perhaps I don't care. What do fairies want in general? I cannot say.
Reyes think there be as many answers to that question as there be fairies to think.
But yet we always come back to the same point where they're emulating mortals.
I can't speak for all my kin, I'm afraid. And I'm sure neither you yours.
What about yourself, Ruhan? You
she
both
conjures up a chair to sit on.
You both be giant and you both be not. What speaks much true to you? Are you big or are you small?
I think I was given the ability to be both, so I could have a better viewpoint.
That is very wise. That is, I suppose, the tragedy of fairies, or at least she in specific. Many fairies were mortal once. At least the more powerful ones of us. But they often forget. What was his name? Corvin? The one brooding in the tower currently?
Yeah, that him.
I wonder if he remembers what his time with mortality was. Or has he forgotten? Or ignored it? Catalina tells me you're going to the Wadfey emissary's abode, yes?
Yeah.
That's correct.
I think you'll have a pleasant conversation with her about such topics. She and I are of a similar... we're cut of the same cloth, I suppose what you could say. We have experienced and recall frequently a mortal perspective. Her having lived it, me having been a side one. Perhaps it makes us flawed as fairies, or elevated as fairies. I don't know. I know that's a thing young Lady Tavish over there still grapples with. Catalina's just looking out the window, pointedly ignoring the conversation. But she's listening. She's yet to make her choice, you know. She might still be the same as all of you.
I know what I would choose.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Whatever.
Ray's not so sure himself. Him never be wanting. In some way, great-grandfather be part of Ray's. Ray's be part of him too.
I think in a way I kind of get it. You live forever, but you live in this plane forever. Or the mortal plane. Whichever you prefer, you have that option, but you're still in one of them. You can go other places. Once you've gone everywhere and seen everywhere, what is there to do? You just get older, but you never change. You stop growing and you see everything around you change and die and be born anew, but you are still the same. It's almost like a prison. And I guess over time you start to think about those you knew less. Maybe they're not as important. They're just ants. They die so quickly, live small, purposeless lives and then fade away. But you remain. I really don't blame you for disconnecting from him. How could you not?
I think very much so that you would enjoy visiting the emissary's abode. If not for the emissary herself, then her younger sister, who has notable sentiments about what you have just said. You're right, most fairies do think like that. What purpose would they see in ants, as you say? I try not to be so. And I know young Lady Tavish over there has seen otherwise. I don't believe in the slightest that mortals are purposeless. If anything, they are more purposeful than any other creature.
Yeah, with the finite lifespan comes a sense of urgency.
Exactly. And for better or worse, although I suppose worse would be a topic fit for an angel saint I can think of off the top of my head. Better or worse, it is admirable. Admirable that in the lifespans mortals do have, they take the time to care for one another or face off against one another. It makes every action that much more impactful, knowing that it is costing them what precious time they have. Versus, as you say, us as fairies have eternity. We can take our time. We can wait. We can learn until there's nothing left to be learned. Although I don't ever think that's possible. Your true god, Archsage Vernier, might be evidence of such. But regardless, I'm sure at a certain point, arrogance festers in. And we might stop learning. We decide at some point that we have learned all that's worth learning in our own mind's eye. Mortality, immortality. I have the capability, but I don't know if I have the will.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, there's nothing to be sad over. As you've clearly and fully discussed now, is immortality a good thing? If I were to grant it, would it be beneficial or merely selfish? I don't know. He stands up. You asked me when we first started this conversation, what is it I do here? And I told you, I think. I ponder. This is but one such topic I ponder about. I wish you all a safe journey. And do not be afraid to come back. You're always welcome here. And she crystallizes, shatters, dust to the wind, and leaves. One last thing. I'll do it for Kirsty because she's tucking herself away into bed. Can all of you roll me perception? Ruan gets advantage because this is auditorily based.
Yes. I can't quite
80.
see the. Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
I
Well,
got
thank
you.
you. Well, thank you.
I got you. I raise with the 20.
Please roll a 3 on your guidance. Please roll a 3 on your.
Please. He even rolled a 3 on the advantage guidance. Ah!
Got a 4.
Cool.
Got a 4.
You only got
Nice.
28
No
US.
3 guidance. 24 plus Tango. Let go of the fucking mouse pad. You little bitch. Get out of here. Get out of here. Jesus. Got a mess. You all hear something in the. I say the distance. It's hard to tell distance in a place like. Yeah, hard to tell distance in a place like this because of the acoustic
Reverberation.
bounce. Yeah. And you guys are indoors, which makes it even more confusing. But you guys do hear something happen out in the wilds. Not the direction you guys came from. The direction of where you met Grobon and Grobor, the Tavish household and all that sort of stuff. Not in that direction, the opposite direction. So if you guys came in from the quote-unquote south side of town, the north part of it. Deeper in the wilds. The place where Catalina, the previous night, quote-unquote night, warned you guys from here on past that threshold, so to speak, lies the wilds proper. No more allies, no more buffer zones, nothing. It is the wilds as they are. You guys hear something out there. It sounds like a ripping noise.
Aw.
Like a vortex or something of the sort. Or the sound of scissors cutting through paper.
Does it sound
Something
like
like
the
that.
time the shard events ripped through into the other town?
What do you remember what it sounds like? I described it.
You're asleep, technically.
That's a good point, yeah. That's a good point. I'm not sure if Rose would even get the chance, because I don't think you can detect stuff when you're asleep.
Ruan was there.
Oh yeah, he was.
I want to say it sounded like windows breaking more than anything. It was just this cacophony of broken noise. So.
Sounds different than what I'm describing then, doesn't it? So, there's something out there torn, asundered, cut, sheared, ripped, torn, what have you. And it catches Catalina's attention quite particularly. And she
What
just
is that?
whatever it is, it's bad news. That's not a normal sound.
Looks at scroll of odor dampening to see how long that takes. Oh, action. Sick.
It takes an action, but it lasts an hour, but I don't think you guys are leaving it as of current.
Great. Just thinking it like this.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
10
just-
minutes. Better get on that.
It takes an action to cast it. It lasts an hour. I have half a mind to go check out what it is, and half a mind to just clearly avoid it. So we'll take a skirt around it, see what, if any, other things might be made known to us. So get your rests. She looks at Rose.
Oh,
Or
thank God.
some of you more so than the others.
Catalina, a moment.
Hmm?
There be a place where race was meant to go, yeah?
Yes, the detour Mother Dearest has told me to go pursue. Still on the way, don't worry.
Race think him no longer supposed to go there.
And
What?
why do you think that all of a sudden? She rolls her eyes, exacerbated at it.
Why?
Race had a big dream.
Has to do with your skills?
Kind of
Something about
twitches, shudders uncomfortably. And
Yep.
just for a fraction of a second, it's like the coloration, the black and gold, it just sort of drains into translucent, and you start seeing the blood and everything underneath, and the veins, and then it's back. It's
Yeah.
like a twitch.
By God, she threatened you, didn't she?
Reese not so sure that it be her. Reese don't know what this is. He only know that the path be different.
We might stop by regardless of whatever it is you are not requesting. If nothing else, the person we were going to go see might have some insights into that.
Reese will defer to your judgment in this.
Okay, then we figure it out, whatever that means. Together, not
Let's
keeping it to
be-
ourselves.
Yeah.
Lovely. Just as a wonderment, are you? Do you like cold weather? Just wondering.
Is the next place particularly chilly?
Not the next place, no.
It depends on what color Reese is.
I
Sometimes
suggest you manifest the according type of blood, then.
Oh.
I think I'm still good for cold. Not so much heat. Yes, Clark. Thank you.
I'm not really asking any of you, I'm asking the dragon.
Okay, give Reese a moment. So
We're
he'll-
not going there so suddenly, don't worry, we'll have time.
So he will sort of
You're gonna do it anyways.
he's gonna drop to both knees, put his hands on his he'll kneel down, put his hands on his knees, and he'll just sort of close his eyes, and you'll hear this sort of crocodilian rumble he does every now and again. It's sort of he will hold that as almost as if he was trying to sing, and he'll try to force change his scales to it will be a combination of blue and white, and I'll leave it to you, Crash, if he succeeds or not.
Roll me strength of will would probably strength of personality, I guess would be what it is. Roll me a charisma save.
Strength of multiple personalities.
What would you do 4 for?
The
What'd you
T.
get?
The dedication. I think dedication has 24 hours. Yeah, you're fine. Unfortunately, an 11 is not good enough. You are unable to.
Okay,
You try,
that is-
and the rest of you see a coloration of white for a second, like a rippling out across him, but it just goes back to what it was. It fades away just as quickly as it came. Oh well. Again,
Nice try,
don't
Rita.
worry. We'll have time.
Yeah, you have time.
Get in a fight or something. That usually seems to change your skin or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you find something.
I don't know
Really
whether or
hard
not we'll
to-
get in a fight.
Yeah. Dragons take time to figure things out. You'll get there, champ.
It's like
Oh god.
it's like a condescending dad.
Yeah.
That's like
On
in
that-
real life.
Right, on that note, I'm gonna go to bed. But
Alright, good night.
yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for
See you all
jumping
next
in.
week.
Yeah, good game. I don't think I. Oh wait. I'll let you know. I have something coming up. I'm not sure if it's next week or this coming week. But there's something.
Okay.
That game night got rescheduled.
Oh, the infamous game night.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'll let you know. I'll keep you informed.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, alright.
I'm free, so I should be here.
Roger. Yep. I was
Alright.
going to join his other server.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I don't know what my schedule is going to look like because they haven't added my leave yet. I'll keep
Right.
you posted.
Alright. Just let me know.
Yeah.
And I have no life, so I'm good.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, since those two left, yeah, that's where we're in session. Next time, you are leaving. Get your rest, get going. And then, Catalina does have a mind to go semi-investigate what that noise was.
Yeah, because
So.
it's really, really alien.
Quite. But yeah, you guys should get gear for some cold weather climate. As you guys are going to be taking a detour down the path of pyres out to not Ingown, but technically the Winter Court.
So, like, basically we're, like, skirting the edge kind of thing.
No, you're going more than just skirting the edge, you're going into it. But you guys aren't going into the capital itself, which is, you know, a massive
Kind of a big deal.
keep. Yeah. I mean, you guys can go if you guys want. Like,
Yeah,
Catalina
that sounds
does
like
buy.
a great time.
I mean, Abigail could get in for free. She got the court courier cloak, so she automatically gets diplomat rights. So she's fine. She can go there.
Us going in there would not be healthy. It could be.
Yeah, I think I'm
It could
good.
be a good way to get.
I'll pass.
But besides getting information, it's also a good way to get in a lot of unnecessary trouble. So we should probably just avoid it.
I mean, if you wanted to keep the arc short, you know. Just saying.
And you're all enslaved or dead. Take your pick.
Just your guys' decision.
No,
Like, you guys are going to the Winter Court for that detour. Like, that's not changing.
yeah.
It's just a matter of, do you guys want to go even deep to the deepest part of it? That's the question. And you guys will be in relative proximity to decide that. And Catalina doesn't mind. She's friends with the court. She's in both courts. So it doesn't matter to her.
In the dead of winter, as they say.
In the dead of winter.
It would not surprise me if that was an actual place.
It's just a pit where they put the bodies.
You never know. You never know. But yeah. Interesting sesh. I
Sorry,
forecasted
me and Kirsty
rather
kinda hogged the
incorrectly.
whole thing.
You guys have main character status. But that's just how D&D is, right? Someone's got to be in the spotlight. A game that doesn't have anyone in the spotlight is a meandering, slow, tedious game.
I like a
someone-
wandering spotlight, and I think we usually achieve that.
Yeah. So yeah, drastically forecasted.
Some cool character building, some cool new abilities.
Some romance.
Yeah, sure. yeah, sure. Yeah, that's how you want to describe it, sure.
Some attempts at romance met with.
Yeah. I would say that is a question I would have for you, Fred, given the conversations today from Vanadis.
Yeah.
Vanadis can make Aldrich immortal, and Danaway and Olin. The question is, would want that?
Aldrich, yes, without hesitation. He would want that.
Okay, then the responsibility thusly is still on Vanadis to... how to say, it's, even though, like, it's like giving someone a gun. A loaded gun. It's like,
Okay.
it's technically your choice into whether or not you're gonna shoot someone with it. But is it responsible of me to give you the gun in the first place?
Right.
Like, it is still in her hands. So I think that's what she... Because, yeah, that's a good thing you guys brought up to. Like, is immortality worth it?
I think
Yeah.
Owen would give it a lot more mature thought, ironically enough. I don't know for Danaway what she would want, but for Aldrich, the answer is unequivocally yes.
I think Owen might have a cleaner answer than I would say, because I think Owen would try to be on that Jarek Kane side of things, right? As Vandis talks about, Seshab and Jarek Kane are similar in that they know what it's like from everyone's perspective. One from sympathy, one from literally having been everyone. I think Owen would say yes to immortality because he would be like this sort of chronicler. He would be the storyteller.
True. That's true.
And also, it means he can be with Nevi.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in technicality, like, dragons live for a long time, don't get me wrong. I think they do have a lifespan, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it's like a case of like drow. Like, there's technically never a drow that died of old age. Why? Because they got killed by something else before they get to the area where we might start thinking of old age death. So I'm not sure where dragons fall on that. Like, are dragons immortal, or is it just a matter of they keep dying before we can find out? And since they're fucking ancient dragons, like, we never know.
So 2 things. First off, she's surrounded by people that can make her immortal anyways, so it's a mildly moot point. It's just a matter of does she want it. Secondly, I think O mentioned before. I don't know if you were there. This might have been for the one shot, but he mentioned that dragons would get hordes because getting a large enough horde would grant you effectively godhood or immortality in that case.
Yeah.
I
have a different option in mind, actually. I just realized.
Yeah.
Ooh,
in the traditional D&D lore, the horde is essentially how they ascend.
Right.
They consume the horde to ascend into the next stage of life. So if you deprive them of that, that's bad for the dragon.
Which is why they don't.
I have a different idea.
Yeah?
I have a different idea. And I think this plays to Anoa and being a fairy, particularly a Wildfey emissary. The Wildfey emissary. One of 2. I think Nevi might be a phage dragon at this point.
I remember you mentioning
cool.
that something like that in the epilogue thing.
Well, there's a big implication behind that, though. She would be the only one. She would be the revival of them. The Wild Court the Wild Fae have no dragons to call their own. So if she brought in Nevi as a Fae dragon, albeit a weird one, because fairy dragons look a bit different than normal dragons, but hey, take what you can get, right? Yeah, like, that is, I think, interesting. The last fairy dragon had a fairy dragon knight, and he is currently known, or was known rather, as the Pariah Knight. No one knows what happened. All they know is that he somehow killed his own fairy dragon, which is a massive violation of his oath as a dragon knight, but no one knows how he did it without becoming cosmically deemed an oathbreaker. No one knows how. It's a mystery to this day. Or if anyone does know, they haven't made themselves publicly known about it. So, I think that'd be a pretty big accolade from Anella to reinstate wild fairy dragons. That would be something.
That's pretty cool.
And also, it would 100% make her immortal. So, win-win-win.
Would Owen be like a knight then?
No.
She just operates by herself.
I mean, not every dragon has a knight associated with them. All the ones in existence now, yes, 100%. But back, like, in the day, not technically, no. So, yeah, that'd be interesting. Mark that down in my notes.
Oh yeah, I should probably start recording.